Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill, self-belief and business coach, founder of the Vivid Business Club, and here to serve you with another long episode. I'm going to dedicate another episode to Shama. She's going to be like, you've dedicated enough now. I'm just proving my point, Shama. If you don't know this little thing that's not business related or ready to do the podcast, there was an episode a couple of weeks ago that I dedicated to my friends, and I mentioned all of my best friends apart from Shama, and Shama was upset because she actually listens to the podcast more than anybody and knew that I hadn't mentioned her. So there you go, Sham. It's a bit of a risky recording today because I can hear something. Here's something moving. I've got the door open. Something's making a noise. This is good audio, isn't it? There we go. I don't know. So it's still making a noise. Makes me think there's a bug in here. Okay, it's stopped, I think. It's a risky recording. It's wonderfully warm today here in sunny Kent. No, it's doing it again. Brilliant content. I think it's my table. I don't edit this stuff out. Don't you want to know that I'm just a normal human being? I am. There's a noise that's winding me up. Shh, whatever you are. No, I think it is the table. I'm doing a risky recording because my beautiful dog Skylar and my gorgeous cat Khaleesi are in the building. And because it's so warm, all of the doors are open, and so you may see them wander in and out behind me if you're watching on YouTube. Today, I'm talking about how productivity increases your confidence, and I know that's what you're really looking for, that Beyonce level confidence in who you are and your ability to grow your online business. Before I go into that, just want to share with you my official sponsor, Sleepy's, the first supplement that you can take for a long period of time that doesn't just help you to get to sleep quickly, but it also helps you to stay asleep, where others on the market only help you to fall asleep. There's some lovely unique ingredients on there. I've found a massive benefit of actually staying asleep, not waking up as much since I've been using the supplements. If you'd like to try some, there's a unique code. It's Vivid15 to get 15% off of your first order. And I think do you know what? I'm really invested in this startup because Rich, who is the doctor behind it, he's just got a real brilliant mission about it all. And he approached me to sponsor the podcast, my first official podcast. Really proud to be collaborating with him, and it's a really good product. And I am the supplement queen. I love a supplement, but I also love sleep, and I've been really measuring the impact of my sleep, what impacts the quality of my sleep, how I feel, because sleep is the foundation. Sleep is so important, and especially for running a business and productivity and doubt. Like, your doubt will get so loud if you haven't had enough sleep. So go and try these supplements. What's the worst that can happen, especially if you've got 15% off? The links are in the show notes. Go and visit them right now. You can also follow them on Instagram. I'm really sorry, Rich, I can't remember your Instagram handle off by heart, but go and search for Sleepy Club. That sound is back. Okay, I think I've sorted it. Also, before I get going on my productivity helps increase your confidence, can you go and check that you subscribe and follow? You knew I was going to ask it. I know normally I start with that. Just checking. The next thing that I'm going to say is, can you forward this episode to somebody that you feel would love a little bit of help in organisation? Think of some of your friends. You've got those friends who might turn up late for stuff. I've just straight away thought of a friend who just has a little bit too much on her plate, and maybe keeps herself busy because it's linked to her self-worth, though maybe she's not aware of that yet. But just wants to get her shit together and wants that confidence that having your shit together brings. I want you to forward this episode to somebody. So share the love. That's the next step. If you're devoted to this podcast and you're already subscribed and followed, and you've been subscribing and following for ages, and you're like, oh, come on, I'm one of the best fans ever. The next level is sharing. Don't forget, I've got the little competition giveaway. Myself and Hannah were talking about, Hannah, my assistant, we were talking about what could the prize be. So I'd love to hear, what would you like to win? And what we're going to do is in August, all of the reviews are going to be put into a draw to win something amazing. I'm going to have to excuse me if you've listened to the last episode. It wasn't my best episode that I've ever done because I was still really poorly, but I'm feeling much better, but my brain is still a little bit fuzzy. Like I think I said on Monday, but to be fair, I can't remember. I haven't been ill for a really, really long time. I don't get ill very often, and when I do, I go down. So that's just I'm just going to have my pity party, but I'm hoping I keep a train of thought because I have a plan. Of course, I've got a plan. So why does productivity boost your confidence? Well, the one thing that you get when you are productive and efficient is you get more time. You have more time. I mean, let's just set it out there right now. I'm imagining that you're quite time poor. And what I mean by time poor is that one of the things that hold you back, or one of the things that you say that hold you back, is that you don't have enough time for everything. Now, everybody has the same amount of time in a day for obvious reasons. We are living on the same planet. But it always feels like some people can get more done than others. Now, there are some people out there that are very happy with not completing very much in a day. They're not our kind of people. If you're here and you're my kind of person, oh, hello, the thumbs back. That's going to annoy me, isn't it? I lit this camera. I can't even pause it to go and sort it out because I don't edit it. So anyway, sorry, if you're listening to that and other hand gestures come up, there we go. Might as well just get the balloons going and let's do the fireworks. I still don't know which one the fireworks is. I don't know. I've just got too much expression. So time poor, one of the things that I find for my clients and my members is that they just don't feel like they've got enough time to do everything that they want to do. And what happens with that is there is a sense of panic because you are constantly chasing, trying to finish a task, trying to get to the next thing, trying to be on time for something, trying to do 4 things at once. A great example of this is potentially in the morning getting the kids ready for school or going to childcare. You're putting the toast in the toaster as you're boiling the kettle, as you're buttering another piece of toast, as you're feeding the dog, you're letting the dog out, then you're talking to your son, and while you're checking his bag that's got everything in it, etc., while replying to some DMs on Instagram. Let's bring that online business in. You're reading some emails, etc. There was a fly in here. I knew this was going to be a risky recording. Summer dreams, eh? What happens is I've got a skylight and they go up into the skylight. Come on, mate. Maybe it's gone. It's either sweat out, or have a few noises. Right, I'm going to get back to it. Now, the problem with when you have less time is you become, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs right now. You know what happens when you don't have enough time, but you feel scattered because you're constantly doing half-hearted efforts at certain things because you feel the pressure of having less time and you want to do more things. So the reaction to that is doing all of the things at once, or as many things as you can at once. and not doing them to the best of your ability. Now, when you do that, when you are scattered and you're not doing things properly, well, I'm not saying you're not doing them properly, but I imagine you've got quite a high expectation of what you want to get done. So what kind of mum you want to be, what kind of business that you're running. There's these expectations that you set yourself that are probably higher than they need to be. But you are setting those expectations, and every time you're scattered and you're doing multiple things all at once without true focus on one thing at a time, it's near enough impossible for you to do those things really, really well. And that's where confidence comes in. Confidence is about how we value our ability of doing something, how we value our skill set. Now, if you are thinking about the multiple skills that you need to use to run an online business and potentially be a parent, and potentially on top of that having some trauma affected attention symptoms, or maybe you came from a really dysfunctional family, so you're battling against that self-worth as well. You've got all of this against you, and that is going to impact your ability to see the true skill or the true level of skill that you have in a certain area. So, for example, if we're going to look at online business now, you want to post content, but because you are time poor, you haven't got enough time to plan appropriately and plan with intention your content, and plan your content using a strategy. I know a lot of people talk about content strategy, content plan, marketing strategy. Obviously, remember that part of your marketing strategy is your content, because there's more that goes into marketing than just social media. Social media is not the only option, but I would imagine that's the option that you have discovered and are most familiar with. So because you're time poor, because you don't have all the time to do all of the things, and you know that to build your business, you need more eyes on your business, the way that you increase traffic to your brand, to your website, is through social media. And that is sometimes, for some of you, the only way that you are sending traffic to your brand and your website. I don't recommend that at all. But we all start somewhere. So I'm not criticising, I'm just saying that there's another way. And if you want to learn that other way, get yourself on that Vivid Business Club waiting list. All right? Just saying, isn't it about time you invest in your business and actually learn how to run a business? Just saying. Which is making me want to go off on a bit of a tangent, because in my Dream Team Mastermind, I've been working on this business blueprint resource. It's banging. It's so good. It's like filling in all of the gaps. And what I'm going to do for the Vivid Business Club is create that resource, so that, and all of the Warrior Boss Academy, which is the training program, which is worth it's going to be probably worth about $2,500 once I've done it, and you get it as part of the membership. The resource is going to correlate with that, as well as the Warrior Boss Success Path. So you literally, bolts and braces, can fill in all of the gaps of your business and learn how to do it in really sizable, manageable chunks, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. And you're part of a community that are going to support you every step of the way, as well as me. You get a lot of time with me inside of the Vivid Business Club. I'm so hands-on with this membership. It's just the best place. We had such a wonderful belief boost session today, which is the group coaching that I do twice a month. And it was phenomenal. It was, I need to talk about it more, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore in this episode. But even if you've thought about joining the Vivid Business Club, can I just suggest that this is the time to join the waiting list? The wait list is in the show notes. Okay? Go and sign up now. Because there's no commitment, by the way. You just get a little extra opportunity. That's what I'm going to say. So when you are, like you're creating this content, because you don't have the strategy, because you don't have the time to create the strategy, because you don't have the time to learn how to create the strategy. Am I right? Let me just say that again. You don't have the time to learn how to create the strategy, and you don't have the time to create the strategy. And so you don't have the time to create content with intention, the kind of content that speaks directly to your ideal customer and your ideal client and nails it. And they're in your life, they want what you've got, and they're there giving you all of their money, right? Because of that, your confidence in creating that content is going to be low, right? It's not, you're not going to see content performing in the way that you see others' content performing, because you haven't got the time to do it justice. I imagine what's happening is that you're in the middle of a task and you think, shit, I haven't posted anything. I haven't created that content today. Shit, what am I going to do? I know, I'm just going to, I'll just put something together. You post it and then you're like, oh, well, what's the point? It doesn't get seen by anybody anyway. Which, what does that do to your confidence? Decreases your confidence. What does that do? And it also makes you say to yourself, am I really the kind of successful business owner? No, am I really the kind of person that runs a successful business? And then the doubt gets loud. All because you haven't got the time to do things properly. And this is like, I was going to say it's an epidemic. And to be honest, maybe it is. But I know that there's a different way. And I think that this is why I've created the Productivity Academy. Another thumbs up. I was talking to an ex-client, and she bought the course yesterday, and we were talking about what is going to be included. And she said, are you going to teach us how to microtask? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. It's like one of the most rewarding and amazing things to do. But what you're doing is, well, you're micro planning with micro tasks. You are isolating the job and the task that you are meant to be focused on. And what I mean by isolating is that you get rid, or you like, I suppose you hide from your mind everything else that you are supposed to be doing. And you like hyper focus on that one task using other tips and tricks that I'm going to teach you in order to support you to stay focused. You get that done to a really high standard, and then you see a positive impact from that. And because you've seen a positive impact from it, another thumbs up, because you've seen a positive impact from it, you will then get more confidence. And what happens when you have more confidence? You want to be more visible. You have more confidence in a new idea and how you're going to get that off of the ground. You then show up and you're actually able to sell that idea, that new thing that you've had that idea for. You have more space to learn how to do the next thing. You have more space in your calendar to dedicate to things for you that boost your warrior energy, that again boost your confidence and your self-belief, in order for you to show up even more. And for those amazing ideas, when you have capacity, amazing ideas come in, and then you think of that beautiful piece of social media content that you cannot wait to post and create. Not just slapdash, thank you, ma'am, like bing, bang, bong, done. This is content that you are excited to create, that you enjoy the process from, and everything falls into place so easily that when you stick that audio on that clip and the timing works perfectly. I literally did this today. I created a piece of content. I was so excited about it. It's about me writing my book, and the audio lines up exactly as I do this massive smile to show how excited I am. I was like, there you go. That is because I gave myself enough time to create the content, and I knew the intention of that content to show that I am writing a book, the intention of that piece of content is to hold me accountable. It's not really anything else. But obviously, my book that I'm writing is part of my overall marketing strategy anyway. So it all falls in line and it all works out perfectly. But I just want to the intention of this podcast episode is to draw your attention. Let me say that again. The intention of this podcast episode is to draw your attention to the fact that it's not because you can't do it. It's not because you're not enough, or you don't. It's not because or you're not good enough. It's because you aren't allowing yourself the capacity and the space to actually do things to the best of your ability. You're completely setting yourself up to fail. Absolutely. Completely getting yourself into a situation where you aren't able to see the wood for the trees. You're focusing on what you're not good what you're not good at, which at the moment is managing your time and being productive, instead of focusing on what you are good at, which is your magic. And the Productivity Academy is here as an all-encompassing course that you can go back to day after day. I mean, you might not want to do it every day after day, but month after month, you can go back to it. I'm going to be updating things. If you say, and especially right now, if you join the course in this introductory period, I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me, like, how are the lessons landing? What are you learning from? What is the most exciting thing about the course that you're getting from it? Like, what has made the most impact? What do you want to see more of? Have I missed a lesson? Have I missed a topic? If there's something in particular that you want to learn how to be organised in, tell me and I'll create a lesson. So if you join now, it's like basically going to be made for you. And as I develop it, and when it's selling again, I'm going to put the price up. At the end of this introductory offer, the price is going up to $297. And the reason that is because it's going to be so good. I don't know. I don't even have to justify it. I mean, I would imagine it's going to go up to $397 eventually, maybe even more. I don't know. Because this is about you committing to making space in your life for time. That's what we're here for. I want you to be time rich. I want you to say, oh my God, I've got time to go for a quick coffee. Or not even quick, a leisurely coffee. I've got time to go to the gym. I've got time to go and see my friends. I've got time to go for a leisurely shop. I've got time to go and take myself a breakfast for a business meeting. I've got time to invest in a business membership for the Very Business Club so I can actually learn properly how to run a business. I've got time to go out on dates with my partner. I've got time to do the extra walk to school with my child because I don't have to rush back because I feel like I haven't got enough time. I've got time to think of new ideas, market the shit out of them, so I increase the sales to my business by such a huge amount that I can go and spend 2 months in Australia. That's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I would love this time next year be planning to go to Australia for 2 months. Call out to my Australian peeps. You know who you are. I'm going to come. I'm going to go to Melbourne. I'm going to Sydney and go to Queensland. Maybe over Christmas. December 2025. What? I've said it now. It's going to happen. So I want oh my God, imagine that. Oh my God, I'm just getting excited. But this is what happens when you boost your time. So when you're productive, not only are you not procrastinating anymore, you're not beating yourself up, you are giving yourself every chance to be the badass that you were born to be. Every single chance. There's no room for doubts. There's too much brilliance going on. And when you're feeling like that, your confidence soars. And having more confidence in your ability to be the badass that you were born to be means that you are going to show up more. You're going to be able to sell more. You're not going to think, I don't do sales. I don't like being salesy. You're not going to give a fuck. And I'll tell you why. Because you're going to believe. You're going to have so much space to believe in what you sell to such a high level. You have so much passion for what you sell. It's not even going to be salesy. It's just literally like what I'm doing right now. I believe in this course so much. I am the example of it. I know that it is completely transformational, and the fact that if you even hesitate, no, I'm not going to say that actually. It's up to you. If you want to pay me more money for it, the same course, that's up to you. If you're thinking about it and like, maybe I'll join in September, you might as well buy it now and do it in September. Get it with 100 quid off. Why not? I mean, I'm just thinking like, if this was me, like 5-6 years ago, and somebody told me the secrets to being more productive, I would have bit their hands off. This is not only like I've been finding and collecting productivity tips and efficiency stuff for definitely since I was at university. I've always another thumbs up. I've always been until recently, like until I would say 4 or 5 years ago, I've always been a last minute Linda, always leaving things to the last minute. I remember writing my dissertation for my first degree and literally just sitting there, what am I saying? When I did my master's degree. No, I didn't do it for my master's degree. I handed my master's degree in 2 weeks early, actually. So that was a completely prepared Paula. I was so prepared for that, actually. I was just in the flow. I remember that was a loud motorbike. I'm sorry if you heard that. Again, that's because the door opened. My master's degree, I remember just being in the flow, and I was listening to beta waves, another focus tool. I was listening to beta waves, and I just got into this zone of just literally being able to write pure. I was just so in the zone. I just loved it. Pure magic in that master's degree. It was 1 mark of a distinction, which I didn't have to say out loud, but it does annoy me, especially because my sister's just got a distinction in her master's degree, and I'm like. But I got better GCSEs than her, so you can't like, you know what I mean? She did better A-levels though. Does it matter? Nah, doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter at all. I passed my 11 plus. It's equal. It's equal. It's equal. She's not going to listen to this. Anyway, so in that master's degree, I was in the zone, but I was a prepared Paula about it. But my first degree, I literally stayed up all night and handed it in 1 minute before the deadline. It was an absolute shit show. I remember feeling so rank. It was so rank. Oh, I felt awful. And I would also do that with work as I got a job. And I just, deadlines to me, I was like, and I always used to say the same thing. And I'm guessing that you might say the same thing too. I'm always in my element when I leave things to the last minute. I always show my best stuff. Yeah, for God's sake, here we go, I'm getting fuzzy now. And another thumbs up. At the expense of your health. Because remember that in those last minute Linda moments, you are burning adrenaline, and those are your adrenal glands, those poor beautiful little glands at the top of your kidneys, are getting mullered. You know, unless you're taking a magnesium glycinate, which is the supplement that supports your adrenal glands, unless you're taking that, you are going to be doing damage. What do we need our adrenal glands for? They're also involved with our immune system. So what's going to happen? You're going to get ill. And what happens when your immune system actually goes into like hyperdrive when you're in adrenaline? Because the worst thing you want to do is when you're in fight or flight, actually get ill. And as soon as that adrenaline drops again, your immune system just wipes out. It just goes, and that's why you get sick. So that's why everyone's saying, oh, when you rest, you get sick. Why do you want to be sick every time you stop? That doesn't make any sense. Like, resting is for sitting on a beach or sitting in a park drinking coffee or playing with your kids. Like, it is not about, oh, it's just what it always happens. When I've been really busy and then I stop, I get ill. That doesn't have to be the way for you at all. Let's create more dopamine in your life. Be more prepared, Paula, so you're not burning yourself out. It's just not fair on you. You deserve better than that. You really do. And that is why I've created this course. You deserve better than that. So I started using the Pomodoro technique back then when I was 21 doing my first degree. And what happened over time is I just started collecting all of these focus and productivity tips and efficiency stuff because I really struggled. And I mean, there was something that I did the other day, and I thought, and I read something, and there's this thing where I have to say something as soon as it's in my head, which you probably get if you've been listening to this podcast, where I go off on tangents. And I was noticing that my husband doesn't do it, and nor does my son, actually. Well, my son does it a little bit, but he's 5. And I was just thinking, it's an ADHD symptom. Like, and I was like, so I'm going to choose not to get a diagnosis. And the only reason because of that is I just can't be asked. And I don't think I've done so well with everything that where I am now. If I've got ADHD, I've got ADHD. It's not going to make much difference if I've got a label on it or not. And as you know from my my episode last week, is I'm not really a fan of putting labels on things, because you're more than a label to me. I remember when I was at school, and we had this thing called class profile. So not when I was at school, when I was a teacher, we would create a class profile. So we would get the SEND information from the SENCO, which is the special educational needs and disabilities information from the SEND coordinator. And we would have that. So when classes came up, if they were coming from year 6 into year 7, you would have this information already. A few words on a piece of paper. Usually it was on Sims, which is what most schools use for their registers. And it's a need to know basis. Like, I'm teaching you maths. I need to know, well, the school says that you need to know that you've got ADHD, or a child has got ADHD, or a child's got ASD. And I would imagine parents want you to know too, okay, so that you meet the needs of your child. But what I used to get quite, and when I got into the leadership team, I did get quite bullshit about it, in a way that, like, I can do what I like. I'm never going to be able to be employed again, ever. I really am not. But I basically refused to do a class profile until I'd met the class. And I remember my subject leader saying, like, you need to have this done. And I'm like, I am not using a few words to tell me how I am going to build a relationship with a child. It was like you're telling me that, but I want to learn who they are. I want to learn their character. I want to learn. Oh, it makes me choked up. Oh God, I'm so emotional today. Bloody belief boost session, I started crying. Because there's so many kids that get, like, they've got ADHD and that's all they are. And it's so powerful now that there's so much in the media about ADHD being a superpower, because it really is. It's a magic thing. But it just upsets me that children who don't even know who they are yet get told who they are. And these, I'm not taking it away. And again, this is my personal opinion, and you may not agree with me, and that's fine. But I've taught hundreds of kids, and some individuals in the world would judge a child before they'd met them and not give them the best chance, and that child would be on the back foot immediately. And like I say, things are better. Things are getting better. You might be listening to this thinking, they're not really that much better. But I don't like people to be stuck in a label, and so therefore I don't want to give myself one. It's pretty contradictory if I did it, but I also really respect people finding the label, because they've never felt like why are they not the same? Why can't they learn in the same way? And this client I just spoke about earlier, who's bought the course, she's been diagnosed with ADHD, and she said to me, this course, I just know it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. And I was like, well, that's good, because you're basically my ideal client for it. So my messaging is bang on. So that was good. But she, I know that she needed that label to know that she wasn't broken. And again, that's the thing with these things. she's not even broken anyway. But I think part of her confidence, and if you're listening to this, you know who you are, like, tell me what you think, which, you know, I've got an amazing relationship with her. I think that she thought she could be broken, but now she's got that label. She's like, I'm not broken, I've got a superpower, and it's enhanced her confidence. But all of those years she needed that label because of that. Whereas I don't. I know I'm not broken. I've just been through some really horrible things, and it has changed the way my brain works. If that has created ADHD, don't know, but look how successful I am because of it. And if I hadn't had those focus and attention issues, I wouldn't. And I'm just thinking, like, my hyperactivity. I probably have got ADHD, but it'd be interesting to see what my sister thinks, who doesn't listen to the podcast. But do you know, if you're a member of my family and you listen to my podcast, can you tell me? Because I don't think any of you do. Just say. But you're not any of my idol clients. They go, look, I've just done it again. I've gone off on a tangent. But the oh bugger, I've lost it, haven't I? But ADHD, I think that's it. The fact that that's happened to me, but as a result, I've had these focus issues, which has generated, through trial and error, me doing a master's degree in order for me to learn about trauma-informed education, which has helped me to become an expert in strategies to improve productivity and self-worth and focus and doubt and self-belief. Like, I wouldn't have done any of that. So it's banging, really, isn't it? Oh, I'm so excited about this call. So if you are thinking, oh, it sounds good, but I'm not sure, go to the link in the show notes for my free masterclass. I'm just going to write down. Hannah's got to put a lot of show notes in this one. Waitlist, the masterclass, and the Productivity Academy. So in the show notes, not only do I want you to go and sign up to the Vivid Business Club waitlist, okay? Just go and put your name down, no commitment. Just, I advise you strongly to do that, okay? Then I want you to go and watch the How to Double Your Productivity in 7 Days masterclass. It is instant access straight away. I'm going to give you strategies to boost your productivity, double your productivity in just 7 days. Now, if you will do that, as soon as you listen to this, you've only got 6 days really to show the impact. But if you think she knows her stuff, I want you to watch the bit about the Productivity Academy and then go and learn about the Productivity Academy. At the moment, it is £197, so £197, paying full. You save, I think, about £30 doing it that way, or you can pay £75 a month for 3 monthly payments. That gives you access from the 1st of August. That is when the first chapter drops, chapter 1. I'm doing it in bits because it's a brand new introductory course. I want to learn from you how I'm doing, what do you want to see, as well as obviously the curriculum. I've done all of that stuff, but this is an introductory course and you benefit from that by, like I said, it's basically tailor-made for you, as well as following the curriculum I created. And you get the offer price of £197 or £75 for 3 monthly payments. If you are a Vivid Business Club member already, another thumbs up, you get that at 50% off. The code is in your emails. That offer ends on July 31st at 8 p.m. British Standard Time. I'm going to say that again. That offer ends on... The offer ends July 31st at 8 o'clock BST, and that is £197. That offer ends then. And then it will immediately go up to £297. And then it might go up to £397 come September. I haven't decided yet, but 100% is going up to £297. So you can get it whenever you want. You just won't, you will have less money to spend on other things. Okay. But the masterclass there, you're going to get a shitload of amazingness from that. Anyway, it's banging. Oh, I'm going to wrap it up there. Oh, God, as you can tell, I freaking love this call. It's going to be It's just amazing. It's transformational. Like, to be able to give you the power to get more time on your hands, it's completely priceless. I'll tell you what. I just want to ask you this question. Like, think about what it would cost you in 10 years if you didn't invest in your productivity. If you made that decision that this isn't worth it, how much time would you be wasting procrastinating over the next 10 years? And I'll tell you how much you're going to procrastinate over the next year. It's going to be about 100 days. So you're looking at potentially wasting 1,000 days over the next 10 years if you don't learn how to be more productive and efficient. When I put it like that, 197 is banging, isn't it? Banging value. Okay, have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.